Hey guys, Steve Welch here with your fact of the day. VIN numbers. You have a VIN number on a vehicle. It's located here, located in the door jamb. It's located usually in hidden spots for law enforcement. Sometimes it's even etched onto your glass. But what you don't know is that VIN number can actually tell you a lot about the vehicle. From the place that's manufactured to even what kind of engine's in it and even what trim level it is in a lot of cases. So there is more to a VIN number than what you think. I'm going to show you here on your fact of the day.
So what I wanted to show you guys was that Carfax.com actually has a really good VIN lookup and decoder, and it actually shows you a lot about what your VIN actually means. So you can see right here, you can enter a VIN if you wanted to. You know, you can kind of just enter it there. It's pretty easy to do that. So if you wanted to decode your VIN, you could do that, but kind of showing a little bit about what is the VIN and how much it shows and where it shows it really. So it's a 17 character code given to each car sold in the US, and it lets you unlock the vital information. So that's all 100% true, right? So we use VIN checks for, obviously making sure that you can buy and sell a car, of course, making sure things aren't stolen, because it is a unique number to that vehicle. Also, it's very important that you come over here and you look for safety recalls and things like that. All right, so first thing you're going to notice is the first spot. That's going to be the country of manufacture, and I'll show you a couple things coming up here too on that too. But the numbers, it's not just now. One is the U.S., of course, but then you've also got 4 and 5, of course, that could be on there too. And then the vehicle manufacturer, you're going to get a second code that's there. Then vehicle type or division, right? And then this is vehicles, brand, body style, engine, size, type, model, series. So each one of these codes could mean a trim level, could mean a your engine. It could have different things about the vehicle in there for you. This is just a check digit. That's right after that. It's an extra digit. Make sure that it's a valid VIN, of course. Your model year is right here, and I'll show you some information on that here coming up. Your assembly plant is here. Your vehicle's production number. So this is your serial number on the vehicle. So some manufacturers, like I know that Toyota doesn't put any letters in the last 6, but some manufacturers will. So it's pretty much, it's whatever that manufacturer wants to do with that number, but that would be the serial number for the vehicle. So that's what that particular part is. So you can kind of see coming down here some manufacturer and country. So the first 3 characters of the VIN are the world manufacturer identifier, right? It identifies the manufacturer's country of origin, or obviously where the plant's located. Make, model, trim, engine, and more. That's in your characters 4 through 8. Then your check digit. So it's a check digit used to detect invalid VINs based on a mathematical formula developed by the Department of Transportation. The 10th digit is your model year. So here's this chart. It shows which letter represents the model years, right? VINs do not include letters I, O, Q, U, or Z, or the number 0, or the number O, wherever you want to put that. So it will not have any of that. So that is for a good reason, because you can look at it and not know if it's an O or a 0, right? And not know if it's a Q or a O. There's issues there. So it doesn't include any of those. So now when you look down here, you'll see, so it started down here, model code A is 80, and then B, C, D. So as you kind of look down here, so if you were to get a 2023, it's going to have a P. 2022 has an N. 24 will have an R. But you can kind of see what's coming up for what that code's going to be. And like I said, that's the 10th digit is model year. We'll come back up here and you'll see it's right here. So this example VIN was a B, which obviously if you come back down, you're going to see B was in 1981, right? And then you can kind of see like this was an F, so that would have been a Ford, and 1 was US, so that would have been made in US, right? So you can just look at the VIN and you can tell a lot about it, right? So I believe on that one, yours, the 8th digit would have been the engine too. So the 6 would have been your engine code. So you can kind of see some of the stuff that would be looking there. So the 11th character is the assembly plant, identifies a manufacturing plant where it was assembled, right? So each manufacturer has its own plant code. So that's not really standardized, but each manufacturer would use its own plant code. Production or serial number. So the 12th through the 17th characters indicate the serial number. Like I said, it often indicates the sequence in which a vehicle came off the assembly line, right? So you can use it how you want to. If you wanted to just do them in order, you can. If you wanted to mix them up, you can do that too. I know a lot of them are done in order. So, but together, taken characters 10 through 17 make up the vehicle identifier section. So that's basically right there. That's what's going to really identify the vehicle, because if you look at it, scroll on back up here again. So numbers 1 through 10, so model year, security check, the stuff that's on the car, all of this can be the exact same for several vehicles. But then you come back down here and it could actually be different back here. So the first part can be the same. The last part could be a little bit different. All right. So now it's going to say, where's the VIN number in your car? So the two most common places to find the VIN are on the dashboard at the base of the window, which is right there. That's where, everybody looks, right? So then the other spot is on the stamped on the frame inside the hood, which happens at a lot. And then sometimes on the trunk on a sticker near where the spare tire is stored. You also have a sticker on the inside of the door jamb, it has a little barcode on it. That's common too. Now I will mention too that there's also hidden VINs that are on vehicles, and those are for law enforcement, to where they can actually find a VIN number where they might have had a vehicle that had a VIN plate replaced or something like that after it was stolen. It's a way that they can actually go and find another VIN number that maybe somebody wouldn't have known to look there. The other thing, and a lot of times people do this when they're buying a car, or sometimes dealers just charge you to do this, but you might have each of the windows etched with your VIN number. So if they're etched with your VIN number, then obviously it makes it harder to try to sell the glass, because your VIN number is etched on each one of them. All right. So anytime in this Where Can I Find My VIN Number, anytime that you do anything on a car, you should have a VIN number on there. And I suggest to people to verify that yourself. Don't just trust that the person you're buying the car from had it right. Don't trust that the state got it right. Don't trust that the dealership got it right. Don't trust that the salesman did it. Look at that VIN number and verify that with your own paperwork, just because that could save you a lot of grief in the end. I can tell you that selling cars myself, I have seen where there's been several cars that all looked alike, and all the paperwork was done on the wrong car, and the customer actually left in the wrong car, and that becomes a mess. So make sure that you double check it when you go back into the finance office, or if you're doing paperwork with somebody, however you're buying it. Make sure that you double check the VIN when you go back, all the paperwork's right, and then when you pick up the car, double check the VIN again. It'll take just a couple of seconds to do it, and all you really need to do is look at the last 6 or 8 digits of the VIN, and you'll know it's the right car. Definitely do that. It will save you a ton of time if you catch one that's wrong. So now it shows VIN numbers on older cars. So since 81, standard 17-digit code, which includes the serial numbers. Old cars didn't follow a standardized formula. Basically, the automakers made it up, but gives you a little bit there. So motorcycles have VINs, of course. So basically everything has a 17-digit. It works the same way. Like a Harley, it's going to have an H for the manufacturer. So they definitely do have that. Bicycles don't have VINs because they're not motorized, so that's a good point. But you can kind of see, a Carfax history report that's all based off of the VIN, right? So definitely Carfax is a good spot to use, because you can see a bunch of stuff that Carfax will give you based off of the VIN. And I, definitely, I've used a lot of Carfaxes when, showing people cars and selling people cars. So Carfax is definitely a good spot to consult. And if you are looking to buy a car, especially from a person, I do recommend that you pull the Carfax on them. I believe I think it's $30 to just pull a Carfax. In the odd case that you find something crazy wrong with a car, or that it's been flooded or something like that, man, it's really nice to have paid that $30 if you're just, buying a car out of somebody's yard, so that actually a little bit about what's happened with the car. Now, Carfax can't catch everything, of course, but they can definitely give you at least a heads up if there's something that's major with the car. So it's worth the $30 in my opinion, of course, or go to a dealer. Most dealers that have relationships with Carfax will actually give you a free Carfax report, and sometimes you can just pull them straight off the dealership website. So definitely look for that to make sure that you're getting a good vehicle, or that, it might even put you in a good negotiating position if you're getting one that might have had a blemish on the Carfax, or maybe you understand why a vehicle's priced the way it is.
And that is your fact of the day when it comes to VIN numbers. Appreciate you guys. Definitely like, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you again on the next fact of the day. Bye, guys.